Hello and welcome back to Talkin Pitch Side. I'm your host PJ with my co-host Tony, as always here to cover all things World Cup, all things U.S. men's national team, and right now, Tony, that is all eyes on Germany. We have the friendly coming up on Saturday, 2:30 Eastern time in Chicago. It sounds like it's going to be a rocking crowd, sold out stadium for that friendly, so that should be a good atmosphere and hopefully a majority U.S. men's national team atmosphere. I think it will be.
Yeah.
I think it will be. Hopefully, I love a good national anthem before a good match that's coming up. So we've got that on the horizon here. Today's episode, we're also going to do our World Cup predictions. So we're going to go through the little bracket challenge and go through some of these remaining groups we have not covered just yet in that process and kind of pick our winners here, which is a journey in itself because it's not linear. It's not like a March Madness bracket where you're like, this person's coming out of this side. It's like once you get out of the group stage, there's so many different scenarios
Right.
that you could fall into. So thankfully there is a bracket challenge to help us do that a little bit. But Tony, let's start with the U.S. men's national team. Friendly against Germany. All eyes are on Poch, honestly, truthfully, right now, and what he's going to do with this lineup. I think that's the biggest question mark heading into this is what kind of lineup we rolling out. I think the hope and the fingers crossed from everybody is there's a real lineup we're going to see just at least for a little bit of time because they need to play together. And I know majority of those guys that probably will started last game, but not everybody. And well, at least we think. So who knows what Poch has up his sleeve, but I think the big things I'm looking out for here, Tony, really is just that lineup and that cohesiveness we can see. You hope that they're competitive against a team like Germany that is going to most likely also be rolling a real lineup out for this to get ready for preparations. Germany, coming off a World Cup, they got grouped, and a World Cup they're trying to bounce back from. And I think we're starting to see the turn of the next generation here for Germany. I think we're still in an in and out period of like some old and some new. Like you still have the Joshua Kimmiches of the world, you still have the Rudigers of the world. Some of these older guys that are still on this team from the last generation that failed to get out of the group stage, and now you're starting to see the guys like Musiala. You're starting to see Florian Wirtz, like these young guys that are coming and rising. Voltavade up top, like these are guys that are going to play a major impact for Germany and are exciting young talents and are playing at the top clubs in the world and performing at a top level. So this is one of the best teams you could ask for to test yourself before you get into group stage here. I think I'm excited about the challenge, but I'm not going to read too much into it, as we're going to have a pretty heavy drop off in opponent heading into Paraguay and Australia after this. So it's just, I don't know, like how much I want to take out of it. I'm more so focusing on the U.S. side of things. Like, how does the U.S. look as a group? I'm not like, it's cool if they look good against Germany, but I want to see how they look as a unit together, no matter who the opponent is. And I want to see that unit actually play together.
Yeah, I think it's more for me about probably individual performances at this point. We have not seen Poch really prioritize the unit thing that you've been talking about. And while I agree, I'd like to see it too. I think I've been so kind of broken down in that aspect that I don't even look for it anymore. I don't expect it. So the main headliner for me is what are we going to see of Chris Richards in this game? I think there's a possibility that he can play 30 to 45 minutes is kind of what the people are saying. If that's the case, I'd love to see whenever we run out our preferred lineup, I'd love to see Chris Richards plugged into that and not like some weird thing where he's in the second, plays in the second half and, it's kind of a bunch of the subs then. And I don't know what we're going to do with that, but I'd like to see Chris Richards. I'd like to see him moving around and have some confidence in him to say like, okay, like he's looking better. Or not. I mean, he's our best, but he's looking like he's healing. It's not like he's limping around or nursing anything. So I'd like to see that. I'm also interested to see what we're going to do with the goalkeeper position in this game. We've alluded to this since talking about Senegal, but what are we doing with Matt Freeze? Does he play the whole game? Does he play half? Does he start, with the starters? Does he not? All that stuff. My preference has always been Matt Turner on this, though I get there's a big shakeup probably in the locker room if that happens, and I'm only thinking strictly on the field when I say that. But I'd expect that we see at least 45 minutes from Matt Freeze, if not playing both halves. So that's something too. I think we'll see as well. So those are the couple things. But like I said, I'm looking at individuals at this. I'm hoping that they look like they're clicking. I like to see Pulisic, continue like growing his form to get really red hot going into the World Cup, like those kind of things. But does this team look good as a unit? I just feel like we can't hang our hat on that right now because we haven't seen the unit, and that's frustrating. But I just don't think that that's what we're going to see.
Unless the real unit plays and they play well, then I'll take everything out of it.
Yeah,
I'll,
yeah,
I'll be
correct,
way
correct.
overreactionary if it's a win. No, but I think you broke it down. The main position groups I'm looking at are goalkeeper. I, it's been a lot of mixed emotions in the media about the goalkeeping situation. I've heard everything in a sentence like I have no idea what they're doing. To like I'm listening to guys like Tim Howard and some other media members that are saying like I'm confused, but also he's like it makes a lot of sense if this is just Matt Turner and Chris Brady 45 minutes to get their like appearance in for
Yeah,
this World Cup, and then it's 90 minutes Matt Freeze. But if it's not 90 minutes Matt Freeze, then it really is confusing, and you really don't know where it's going. So I expect to see Matt Freeze for honestly all 90. I really do. I think if that's his choice of keeper, you've got to give him a full game's just like worth of World Cup atmosphere before he gets
hmm
into this. Like you have to see it. Um, Chris Richards, another one you pointed out, I think is a key to see how much of him we get in this side. I think you'll see 45 is my guess. I really do think we're gonna have the starting 11 out there to start. That means a guess, but I think he's gonna do that with for the first 45 at least. Maybe a guy like Chris Richards comes off at 45, everyone else stays on till like 60, 65. But I think the second or the third group that you didn't mention that I also have my eye on it is I guess there's honestly two more. The third and fourth is the midfield and who's playing in the midfield. Is it going to be Berhalter or is it going to be Weston McKennie?
yeah,
And then the attacking midfield position, especially if Berhalter's in the midfield, is who's the preferred choices up there. It's Pulisic and then who else?
right.
And I mean, I don't want to say we're plentiful, like because of like we're so good at the position, but it's a lot of guys who are right around the same talent wise. Like that's the reality. Where I'm not mad about any of them being selected. I'm just like you feel bad leaving two of the other guys on the bench if they do go the Berhalter route in the midfield. So that's like a domino effect of Berhalter. So I'm going to put Berhalter out of that in the position group we're looking at because I think that plays a factor into it. But say if it is like McKennie in the midfield, the cam position still interesting to see. Does he prefer Gio Reyna or does he prefer Malik Tillman there at that cam position? So there's a couple position groups, like you said. It's going to be looking at selections and individual play and critiquing that a little bit. Reality is we are 6 days away from when this game is played from the World Cup, and no matter if they play good or bad, it's the team, and it's what we're going to be rolling with. So
Yeah,
it's kind of just embrace it for what it is now at this point. There's no more questioning. It's just like this is a really good Germany side we're going against. So it's I think a good test 6 days before, and I'm just honestly gonna be sitting here hoping for no injuries. Is might be my biggest rooting interest out of
honestly,
anything
yeah,
going on so far.
yeah, for sure. I mean, like we need three bodyguards around Tyler Adams in this game. Um, like if he were to get hurt, that just, I mean, I'm knocking on wood right now,
And
but
and aside like Germany, I don't expect to be dirty. Like they're in the same situation. Like they're like get us through healthy. I mean, I don't want to point to countries and be like, you could see a little more physicality, especially against the U.S., but there are countries that we know of in the CONCACAF region and things like that where just because this is a friendly, that doesn't mean that there's no hard tackles happening and things like that. A team like Germany experienced Julian Nagelsmann as their coach. Like, he's not going to have guys going too intensely to get someone injured or do anything like that. So I do envision a clean game from that perspective. But like unless there's like a freak accident that happens. But like you said, yes, I like Tyler Adams, Chris Richards. Give me a good 45, and
and
that
then
might
get
be all
out.
I need.
Yeah,
Honestly, it's
yeah, just get
just get
out.
out of there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I agree with you on the Germany notion too. They're not necessarily one that it's going to play overly physical. And Germany, for what it's worth, is kind of in like you mentioned, an interesting time right now. A little bit of a changing of the guards, but you run through this roster, and it just does not have the same wow factor that it used to. You know, like obviously there's some still really good players. Like don't get me wrong, but the Marco Royces and the Bastian Schweinsteigers, like the top tier guys, just I don't know. I don't get a
Yeah, I mean,
little.
I think it's a little reflective on the Bundesliga a
Yeah,
little bit and where it's at this point. I mean, you also got to factor in the Bundesliga used to be so heavily build up our German national team players and use them in our top teams in the like the Dortmunds and the Bayerns of the world. And that doesn't really happen as much. Like it happens, like we're
hmm,
seeing it. These guys still go because it's their country and like you still see it. But I mean, back in the day, you never really saw like the Harry Kanes of the world and the Michael
yeah,
Elises of the world coming to Bayern and being the best players on Bayern. It was built up from within the country. So I think that plays factor into it. But some of these guys may not be performing at the highest level for Bayern, but they're performing at the highest level in the world, like in England and in all these other countries. So I get your notion. Like, it's
yeah,
not front to back. Like, it's not the Germany World Cup winning side Germany where it's like front line to back line. You're looking at 11 of the best 50 players of the world right here, but you're still looking like 4 to 5 players that are of the best 50 players in the world playing on this team and can create a moment out of nothing. I mean, Musiala and Wirtz are two
right,
top chance creators, like top chance creators that can in one moment just flip a game on its head. So that's where I think I see the Royce and Cruz type like playmaking ability you used to see from Germany back in the day. It's now these guys, but they're young players. Like it's
yeah,
not established veterans now. It's young guys that need to perform at the highest level. So I mean, we've also recently played Germany in the past 2 years. Like we lost, I think it was 3-1 in that game. Maybe 3-2. I don't remember what the final
three to
score was, but
one, October
uh,
14th, 2023.
yep. And oh,
Gundogan
was it
and
that long ago?
Musiala.
Was it
Yeah,
really that long ago?
yeah.
Wow, that's how a cycle can all merge together like this. That was before Poch, wasn't it? That was before, yeah, Copa America and
Um,
everything.
let's
Because that was
see here.
2024.
That was BJ Callahan era. So that was
So right
let's see.
after
Pulisic scored for us. Honestly,
we went up
our
1-0.
starting lineup was not
Yes.
too different. The only big one was Musa that started in center midfield. Um, but then the bench gets a little wild because we sub on Luca De La Torre, Carter Vickers, um, Brendan Aronson, not crazy, Ricardo Pepi, not crazy, Johnny Cardoso, Kevin Paredes are the other ones that,
Wow, that's a
yeah,
name. Kevin
yep.
Paredes and
So
Luca De La Torre. Mm.
time,
Um,
what even is
yeah,
time? Yeah,
I remember Pulisic scoring a banger in that game. We went up 1-0 early, and then it was Germany. I think later in the game, scored a
yeah,
couple goals to really open that one up. But it is a side that I'm not going to take too much of the result from. It's a really good team. Even if it's like a draw, I'm not going to come out of that being like, "Whoa, we're really competing against Germany." It's a friendly 6 days before the World Cup. Like, as much as I want to believe these guys are going 1,000% for every tackle and something like this, it's not going to happen because of injury. Like
right.
the Senegal game was the effort game. Like that was like, hey, let's get our legs underneath us and get going. This is a game you're going to see moments like they're going to try and play because they want to perform and get clicking, but the 50-50 balls that you see rolling around on the ground that in a normal World Cup you're going to see Sebastian Berhalter go sliding into. I don't know if he's doing that in this game because you don't want to go out with an injury at this point, and it's not worth
Yeah.
it.
Or injure
So
someone else. Like
I
just
still
the
want to see a
yeah.
performance. I still want to see them play well. I just don't want to see anybody get injured stupidly. I guess is the biggest thing that comes out of this, and I feel good about that. But let me. I'm gonna do a little activity with you.
Okay.
I have the lineup pulled up here. We have a lot of activities today, listener. So if you
I
don't
know it's
watch on
fun.
YouTube, this might be the YouTube episode for you. Um, I have got the good old FOTMOB pulled up here for you, Tony, with the lineup creator.
Yes,
This was our
yes.
lineup that we rolled with last game. So last friendly against Senegal, this is our starting lineup. If we were to play Paraguay today, and I'm going to do this with you after we play Germany, because I think that might be another
Let's see what
conversation.
changes. Yeah.
Yep. If we were to play Paraguay today, who are you selecting at each position? You can start at the back. We can start with Matt Turner if you want to. If you want to change that to Matt Freese, you guide me in this journey
Yeah,
for your
yeah.
lineup.
We're assuming that everybody's fully available.
Everyone's fully healthy. Yep.
Okay, okay. And we're gonna assume that locker room doesn't matter. Like this is just about on the field right now. This is what I want to see. It's not what we're
Um.
going to see.
Actually, I'm gonna spin this on you. I want you to predict what you think Poch will do.
Okay, well then it's
Game week
freeze,
1.
freeze and net. Okay, so
I
freeze and net.
you say that quick. I don't know if it's that quick. Like I think that Freeze's performance could matter against Germany. That's all I'll say. If this looks really bad,
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the only way is if it looks awful.
if it's blunders, and I'm not even saying they have 20 shots and he allows 4 in. I'm saying Freeze passing on the back is horrendous. It turns into a goal, like things like that, where you're like, oh, okay, I get a little nervous about this. But continue on. We'll go in the back
Okay,
line.
so we'll go freeze, and then I think we'll keep Freeman on the right center back. We'll go Chris Richards there for the middle center back. I'm going to assume he's fully available. Um, and then Ream there on the left center back. I think that's. I mean, he loves Ream. That's what it's going to be.
We are in line here, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say Jedi and Dest. That's no brainers either. I think those guys are straightforward. They're definitely going to be starting if they're available. And then this is where we get into the shaky, exciting part, right? I think personally, I think that he's going to start Berhalter.
Dude, I'm in the same boat.
I
I'm convinced of it now. I fully
he,
have convinced myself to expect this.
what I feel like we've kind of seen is this micro trend with Poch, where it's like he finds like a couple guys that he like rallies behind their work ethic and kind of the engine room part of it, and
Diego Luna.
Rip Diego Luna, shout out Christian Roldan, shout out Sebastian Berhalter. Like he kind of rallies behind that. I think honestly, in a little way, kind of Matt Freese too. Just because Matt Freese was playing when Matt Turner was not for the longest period, and Matt Freese earned his spot. So I think he's gonna kind of credit Berhalter here, put him in the midfield, provide the intensity. You know what I mean? So that being said, I know the formation looks a little bit odd on this, but and Adams, I don't even need to say it, but I'll say it, Adams. So Berhalter, Adams, and then really this is the wingers on this formation are kind of like the two roaming tens.
This is the
Yeah,
formation on that. It's a 3-4. Yeah, it's listed as 3-4-3, but it's really like a 3-4-2-1 is really what it
correct.
is.
And you'll see Pulisic venture outside like that.
Yep.
But that other 10, you're probably not going to see drift to the right that much because Dest is going to be occupying a lot of that space by bombing up further.
Mm-hmm.
All that to say, Pulisic is definitely one of those 10s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Gio Reyna showed enough in that first half against Senegal, and unless there's a big switch, then I'm going Malik Tillman. I think Malik Tillman's going to start. I don't think that Weston's going to be in that spot.
Oh,
I think
he
that
is. That's where
I
we
don't
fully
know.
disagree. That's where he subbed in last game. I think he offers if I just think he offers so much for set pieces and situations like that versus any of these other guys up top. I mean, if you have a Pepe in there, I think he'll match him. But I think Wes McKinney has a knack for the ball up there in terms of just being in the right spot at the right time. And I think that's the type of guy you need in the World Cup. My only fear, Tillman looked great. I liked what I saw from Tillman. I don't know. I just think Weston offers more in the finishing ability up
Mhm.
top and a not necessarily chance creation, but chance finishing. So I see the argument. I see the argument for Malik Tillman. And I'm not like again, I'm not gonna be mad if Malik Tillman starts over him. I'm not going to be upset. I just think Weston is one of those pillars of our team that you need to find a way to get him in the roster one way or another. I mean, he's coming off the best season of his career and has performed for the national team. Like he's done nothing wrong to not start for this team. And I think that's where I fear in this situation of like, why are we leaving that kind of guy off the roster,
Yeah.
starting 11? So I understand why you're saying it. I don't think you start Berhalter without finding a place for Weston somewhere because he's that kind of player.
I hear that. I do. I don't know that you can say like, and I love the versatility from him, and I almost want to argue that that's what makes him almost better as a sub because you can plug him in many
Yeah, but
situations. I
I
mean,
need him for 70 minutes.
if
I need him on the field for 70 minutes.
but here's the thing: is if he's not given that spot over Berhalter, I can't really argue that he's a better 10 than Tillman is,
No,
like
I
out
could.
and out. Well, I don't think so. Like, I think you can argue different
He's
attributes.
performed better at that position all season long at that club level.
I mean, his primary, he has the most minutes at right wing back for Juventus this year.
Okay, and then he was up in the attack scoring and
Yeah,
assisting
and that's what I'm saying. He's super versatile. Why not have him? I mean, like,
because he's that
this
good.
is, and
That's
remember,
that's my only argument.
This is Potch's lineup, not mine.
I know, I know.
I would have him start, but I think that the way you look at this, the way Potch looks at this, is that Weston is like jack of all trades and master of none. I think Malik Tillman. I mean, it's a fact that he offers you more defensively in pressure than Weston does. I know that. Yes. Don't go look up their profiles right now and see what percentile Malik Tillman is in pressures versus Weston
But
McKinney.
is he in more situations to press at the club level?
Well, if anything, Weston's a little bit deeper and he should have better defensive numbers, but he doesn't. So,
Yeah, but that's not
um,
pressing. Continue.
okay. Anyways, the point is, I don't think that he's going to be viewed as a stronger 10 than Tillman is. I mean, maybe you could say like
Depends on opponent
because
too.
yeah, absolutely, because maybe that like you need a Tillman in some situations and a Weston in others. You know, like that.
Like a turkey, I would much rather have a Weston in there, in my opinion, because I think you're going to be behind the ball a lot more. And I do think, yes, I know what you mean, but I think Tillman's. I mean, he's a pacier player. He can move quicker to get up on some of these like defenders in the back line. I just think we might need Weston to play as almost like a third midfielder at times to
Yeah,
help out these guys. So that's where I could see him definitely starting. Like you said, this is Potch's lineup, so I understand why you're
right.
doing what you're doing.
Not my
That's a fair
lineup. It's
way. I want
Potch's
chance
lineup.
creation.
Yeah,
Now, I don't want to like move on too quick because I think we could go in circles around that all day. And like I said, I'm not like mad at anyone who selects them. I'm just like
yeah,
I will challenge. It's a hard conversation because
yeah.
Reyna, and we're not even talking about Reyna. Like Reyna's a guy who performs at the national team level all the time and can create a chance out of nothing. So it's another guy at your disposal. We've talked. I think we both agree we'd rather see him in that 20-minute role where he can really put
Yeah.
on a show at the end of a game. But Tony, I want to talk about the striker position, and I really am curious to how open. Like I think Germany game is going to tell us a lot because I'm curious to how open this competition was.
Hmm.
You know, Flo is the more decorated guy, the guy that we recruited, but that wasn't Potch. Like it wasn't. And you know, Pepe didn't always get the looks under Potch either. So these are two guys that weren't like Potch's guy at any point. And from what we saw from Ricardo Pepe in terms of hold up play and distributing the ball, he didn't get a ton of chances actually like in the box from the wingers in this game, which I think was because a lot of our main chances came through him actually holding the ball up and playing guys down the line where he wasn't able to get to the box in time and they played someone else. I think there's an argument with how he played with Pulisic because we don't typically see Balogun and Pulisic look that good in a connection together. And I think it has to do with that hold up play factor. And I mean, Pepe is just a bigger, stronger guy. Like that is just reality of what he is. And that's his play style that he can offer the team. And I think this is another situation that's going to depend on opponent with who we pick at striker because I don't care who we pick honestly right now because I feel so good about both the guys. But I'm really interested to see what Poch does against Germany because I think that position is more up for grabs than people think. And if we are going to succeed at the World Cup, whether that is round of 16, round of 8, whatever you deem succeeding, Pulisic has to be the guy. He does. He's the most talented guy on the field for us at all times. And the most we've gotten out of him is when we've seen him paired up with Ricardo Pepi. And I don't know if that plays a factor into the conversation. I think that the Germany game can play a factor into the conversation, but I also don't want to sit here and just make all the case, and then at the same breath, I'm like, yeah, Balogun's really good too, though. Like
Yeah.
he finishes chance. I know the last game was iffy at times, but he is a chance finisher. Like he's a fox in the box. Like he's going to be there. So I guess I want to get your opinion because before you pick what Poch is going to do, I do want to get your take on that because I think it is a major factor with how he played with these cams and the wingbacks in this previous game.
So for the Germany game, assuming it looks similar to Senegal, I would love to see them both do 45 again, but flipped. I would love to see Balogun with the starters, give him a chance, like you said, to link up with Pulisic one more time. Like, what does this all look like? And then also gets a chance for us to see Ricardo Pepi when maybe the quality around him isn't the starting caliber. Because, there's definitely a scenario in which if Balogun is your starter, that means Pepe's going to be your off the bench guy, and you are going to see a little bit of that. Well, where the quality around you is going to be a few other subs, and we're 80 minutes
Tired
into a
legs.
game, people
Yep.
are more run down. So, I would like to see that because I think that helps make the comparison a little bit more apples to apples on those two. As far as what I think Poch is going to do for starting and against Paraguay, our first game, I think it's going to be Balogun that starts. I don't know. Like, I agree with a lot of the cases you were kind of making for Pepe there. And my preferred 11, which is not what we're doing here, I I really want to flirt with the idea of Pepe, but I am very open. Like I said, that's why I want to see another 45 for both of them to get like one last opinion on that, because it was almost like, okay, whoa, Pepe, we did not know you had this in your bag against Senegal. Is this real, or was this kind of like a one-off thing? Like we.
Yeah,
So
I think it's something with him. We knew he had it because he does it for PSV all the time, even in the Champions League. It was we haven't seen this on a national team level specifically in your
sure,
back. And I think that's what we've been waiting for with him at times. And Pepe's never been like a poor performer for the national team. Like you look back at his numbers, like even back in Dos Acero like days, like he was he was playing well, and injuries have been a major thing. Like the timing of his injuries around some of these competitions and things like that have held him back, I think, at this point from being a striker. And the recruitment of Flo and bringing him in, like he was always going to be the guy under Berhalter no matter what. So that was an unfortunate situation for him. So I really do think he's the guy that when Poch came in had the best, one of the better chances. This whole striker room to like fill a void if Flo's not playing well, and that's it's now like an embarrassment of riches to a degree where it's like Flo's not even playing bad. Like that's the like, he
yeah,
played fine last game. He scored a goal. Like he had other opportunities, like a goal called back and things like that, where it's like any other day I'd be like, he's the starter. But that's how good it looked with Pepe. Again, I think Flo gets the start. I think he gets to start game one. I especially against an opponent like Paraguay. I think his ability to be in the box and cause issues is going to be helpful because I think we're going to be on the ball a ton against them. But I I think right now it's Pepe as the number two no matter what. Haji Wright, I don't know what they're going to do with him. I feel bad for
yeah,
the guy honestly because he had such a good season with Coventry, but and maybe we'll see him feature at the end of a game like this. It just says like a hey, get your reps in. Brendan Aronson is still
right.
around
I
and
was just
about.
thinking him too.
Uh, as a guy who can come in late. Like that's the crazy part about the cam position is say we start Tony Weston McKinney up here, then you have Aronson, Weah, and Tillman all as disposable attacking options to come on the field, not even including the backup striker of Pepe or Flo, to add to this attack in like a second half of a game. And I just want to take a moment and recognize that because that could have been our starting attack in the last World Cup if these guys were all around. It's like
That's
we are
true.
not used to this kind of depth in the attacking position for our national team. So I do appreciate that, and it makes me wonder how he's going to use these guys situationally to get the most out of them. But I'm also with you. I think it's Balogun who's going to get the start here in the game with this preferred 11. That's just what I think Poch will do. I think he hasn't done anything to lose the job. necessarily he's looked that good. And then you're like I said, I didn't even mention Tim Weah in that group of guys that can come off the bench and feature on
Yeah.
this team too. So
Right.
lots of attacking options, which is great. Um, Especially against teams like these first two quality teams we're going to face, where if we're in like a 1-1 game, Tony, or 0-0 game, like in the second half, you're going to need some of these guys to come on and create a moment. Like that's just going to be necessary. So um, I'm optimistic. I'm excited for this friendly. This is a big opponent in a big atmosphere in Chicago. Like this crowd's going to be up for it. It's sold out. So I hope there's a little bit of buy-in from the team here to try and do their best to get a result out of this game in some degree.
Oh yeah. I mean, imagine a win here. I mean, people are just going to be juiced up for the
Oh
World
yeah.
Cup. And this is now a time like, and you can kind of start to see it on social media where a lot more of the casuals are starting to pay attention. Like, no, okay, what's our USA team? Who's on our team? Okay, they're playing a send off game. Let's check it out. Like, we're starting to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like, I mean, you've already noticed all the ads really ramping up, all the stuff. Like, this is where it gets real. I know we've kind of mentioned like definitely very plausible that this game seems a little bit slower just because people are trying to kind of protect themselves to be able to play in the World Cup. But this is also the last chance for people jostling for positions. This could be, if Pepe comes on and scores a brace and Balkan, shoots a blank, then that's a real conversation. Like we mentioned, like Matt Freese, if he falls on his face, like that could open up conversation. And on the other side, like with Germany, like I'm not familiar with their depth chart, but I'm sure that they don't have all starting 11 just figured out just like that. So people are still kind of getting their last, hump over the wall just to like be part of this, to be a starter, to be a sub, like all these things. Like there's still a lot of position jostling happening. So
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be an interesting game, like from that sense. Like I think you're going to see some effort, but not all of it. But yeah, I mean, it's real now.
Yeah, it's a young German side, not an inexperienced German side in terms of World Cup. Besides a couple guys in here, so I think there's an opportunity for the U.S. to really get after them here and make this game competitive. And
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. Some odd I'm gonna stop this share here so we can move on to our next topic. But some odd score lines out in the friendlies today in the World Cup. France lost to Ivory Coast,
It's
which
over.
was
It's all over.
a crazy result, and we saw Spain draw. I think Iraq, right?
Yes.
By the way, if you haven't seen Iraq's goal in that, ridiculous.
I have not yet. No.
I think Raya was way out of position. He got chipped from like half field or something like
Oh,
that.
geez. That's
Um,
crazy.
so it was a ridiculous effort for them to get that draw. But that's why you look at those and it's like I can't take too much out of even if we are the team that does this to Germany and beats Germany. It's like France is going to be okay. Like
Yeah.
they're not going to crumble. Like it's a friendly result leading up to the World Cup, so it will be all fun to watch going forward. But Tony, let's get into our World Cup predictions here. I want to do that next. I'm going to have you go first as we go
Okay.
through this. I think we can kind of be rapid fire in our group predictions here, so we can get to the good
Yeah.
stuff. Pull this up here for you. We've talked about some of these groups. Just go through, remind me where you have these teams finishing, and I will make sure to place them accordingly.
Okay. So Group A, Korea, and then Mexico, and then Czech Republic and South Africa. I think that's so you just switched 3 and
Oh,
4
okay.
there. Yeah. Yeah.
Got it.
So I know that's a little bit against the grain there.
What is
Oh,
happening right now?
he's clicking. He's trying. It's possible. You can do it.
We're gonna refresh our page here.
Can't have this. Oh, okay. Blank.
There we go.
All right.
Okay.
Korea, Mexico, Czech, and then South Africa.
Okay.
Okay. And then Group B, I'm going to go Switzerland, then Canada, then Bosnia, and then Qatar. Canada, just too many injuries right now with Davies and Marcelo Flores. Group C, Brazil, and then Morocco, and then Scotland, and then Haiti. Group D, I had USA winning it. Let's go, USA. Turkey, Paraguay, Australia. And then Group E, I had Germany, Ecuador, Ivory Coast, and then
That's gonna.
Curacao.
We've talked about that matchup being
Yeah,
2-3 really
that's going to
close,
be,
and that's
yeah,
proven day by
that's
day. To look.
tasty. Yeah. Group F, I had Netherlands, and then Sweden, and then Japan, and then Tunisia, and then Group G, I had Belgium. This group's hilarious. Egypt, um, Iran, and then New Zealand. And then Group H, I had Spain, then Uruguay, then Saudi Arabia.
By the way, quick side note: hilarious that Egypt and Brazil are playing in Cleveland, Ohio this weekend. Just like that idea in my head is like playing at the Cleveland Browns Stadium is hysterical.
Electric. That's electric.
Neymar will be playing where the Cleveland Browns play
That's
against
insane.
against Mo Salah.
The house
like
Johnny Manziel built. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
that's a real matchup. Okay, continue on.
Group I, France, Norway,
Whew,
Senegal. Yeah,
whew.
after watching them against us and then Iraq.
That's this group is gonna be fun to watch. By
That's a
the way,
bloodbath
that
for
is
sure.
these three teams. France has got to be careful. They do. I mean, they're the number
Yeah.
one team in the world, but these two teams are not going to push over. And that Senegal France matchup is tasty. I mean that is a real like history ridden type of matchup. I mean, a lot of Senegalese players go and end up playing for France, so it's an interesting matchup from a historical sense too. But continue
Yeah.
on.
Argentina, Austria,
Is this the most
Al-
boring group?
yes, Algeria, Jordan. And
That's a horrible
then,
group.
I know. And then Portugal, Colombia, Uzbekistan, and Congo. Uzbekistan did not look good against Canada, by the way, either. England, then Croatia, then Ghana, and Panama. So that's the groups there. And then my third place teams, I had Senegal, Japan, Iran, Ivory Coast, Czech, Scotland, Saudi Arabia, and Bosnia.
Ooh, no love for Ghana.
Yeah, tough break for them. So, my knockouts. This is where it gets real juicy.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll just run down round
And
32.
you know what? What I'll do is I'm just gonna go from this point. I'll take your predictions and roll with them a little bit,
Okay.
and
Let me
we'll
see
go from there.
how
So
we differ
I'll
here.
reset it after you go through yours.
Okay. Um, okay, so Germany over Scotland, right?
It's a
Easy.
fun matchup, though.
It is fun.
That's a fun matchup. Like I don't know. I just see like McTominay just having a wonder goal, and you're just like, oh gosh, here they
Yeah, it
come.
makes things
Like
interesting, and
yeah.
yeah, for sure. What won't be interesting is France Japan. France should run that.
Oh, that's such a tasty round of 16.
I know
Continue on.
that's really good too. Okay, then this is a great game too. Mexico Canada.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I so I was harsh on Canada saying they weren't going to win the group. I do think that they can beat Mexico. They're going to pull. They're going to dance a little bit here. They're going to dance a little
Hey,
bit.
Alfonso Davies will be back? Question mark by that point. So
Maybe. And then we'll go Netherlands over Morocco. And then I'm going to do this is a bit of an upset Croatia over Colombia.
oh wow, Croatia in the big
Yeah.
2026.
And they'd
Pitar
love to
Musa
dance.
started last game for Croatia. Did you know that?
Who did?
Musa did.
Oh, Musa started? Okay, yeah. Then
Started their
Colombia's
last
toast.
friendly, by the way.
Colombia's toast. Yeah, it's over. And then Spain
that
over
for you.
Austria. Yep. You got it. USA over
By the way,
Bosnia.
dream matchup if that is the matchup for
Yes,
in a knockout stage game out of these teams that are in here. That's what you want if you're the USA.
correct. Belgium over Czech. Rip Buka. Brazil over Sweden. I'm gonna do Ecuador over Norway. I
Whoa.
I really like Ecuador. And then you still got more down there. It keeps going. It's a big tournament.
Forgot. Yeah, they allowed everybody into the knockout
Yes.
stages.
It is kind of wild when you're clicking all those third place teams. Like basically, if you get third place, you're moving on.
Yep.
Like it's
Yeah.
crazy. Korea or Saudi Arabia, England over Senegal, Argentina over Uruguay. That'll be a
That's a
fun game.
great matchup,
Yeah.
by the way. If that
Yep.
happened in the round of 32, that's a horrible draw for Argentina if it happened that way.
It is. That would be tough. That'd be really
Especially
tough.
because they're coming off group stage where they never got pushed either. Like
Correct.
that.
Yeah. Super easy first place, and then
Mhm.
congratulations, your prize is
It's funny
Uruguay.
because their round of 16 would probably be significantly easier than.
Yeah, right. Which is nuts. And it's funny too because it's like if they win their group, it's either Spain or Uruguay. Like it's a tough early matchup
hmm
if Spain got second. So, anyways, Turkey over Egypt, and then Switzerland over Iran, and Portugal over Ivory Coast, and
We'll start
then
here.
yeah, and then Portugal again, Argentina
Oh,
over Turkey. That
imagine that.
Ronaldo
Oh,
Messi quarterfinal.
last
That's what
World
we're
Cup.
drawing up.
Oh,
Yes. England over Korea, Brazil over Ecuador. The Cinderella comes to an end.
another
Um,
great. Like this is what we need, Tony.
yes. Oh yeah. It gets insane by the quarterfinals. This is unfortunately where USA's end. It
Boo.
happens. Yeah, I think Belgium
Great
just
historic matchup here. Can Tim Howard just like
yes.
spawn again?
Tim
By
Howard
the way,
legacy game. Yep.
yeah.
And then
Oh
I
wait,
had Spain over
round of
Croatia.
16
Yeah, yeah.
team. Belgium at this point, and where Belgium is, you take that if in the United States. Like it's not going to get much easy. Like I'm not saying it's
Correct.
easy, but I'm saying the opponents you could possibly face. Belgium is like, okay, this isn't a top five team in the world. Like we have like the ability to beat a team like that on
Right.
any
Yeah.
given day.
You're dodging a lot of the blue bloods. So
Yes, until
that's
you
for
get here.
sure. Spain. Yep. Over Croatia. Yeah. Sorry, Peter Musa. It was a fun ride. And then we got Netherlands over Canada. Sorry, Afonso Davies. And then we had France over Germany. I know they'd lost, but you got to take it what it is. Then France again over Netherlands. Spain over Belgium.
Whew.
Brazil over England.
Whoa,
Yeah.
it's not coming home.
And then who was left? And then Messi's winning the GOAT battle.
No.
Yeah.
Wow, you got a
Argentina
blue
over
blood
Portugal.
you got a blue blood semifinal here.
I sprinkled in a little bit of fun rides in
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, it's time to get down to business now. We're at the semifinal. So I've got let's see. I had Brazil over Argentina. That's where the Argentina
Okay.
run ends, and then I had France over Spain. So France Brazil final.
So Tony
And
Allring's official World Cup winner
yes,
prediction right here.
this is it. I love. I mean, both of these are like the two teams. Well, not two teams. There's a couple. There's four teams you can look at head to toe and say all of these guys are just like this is an absolutely stacked team. You see these dudes walk on the field and you know you're screwed and you crap your pants. But out of all of that, to me, the deepest team is France. I think that they
It's chalky,
are
but
just the best.
there's
They're
a
just the
reality.
best. Yeah,
Yep.
they're just the best squad. They were at the final two World Cups ago, won it. At the final last World Cup, lost it, took PKs. It's just a dominant era for France right now, and I think that continues.
Can you tell me how awesome it is that we're gonna watch this World Cup final? We're back. Oh, the summer of soccer is over. It's like, no, MLS is back 3 days later.
Well, no, before it, it's like before like the third place game or something. There's
Well,
there's a
I thought
couple
it was the
MLS games.
22nd.
No, wait, let's see. Hold on. It's there's a couple like they start a few games before the final. Like they start building the momentum.
Maybe that's FCC's first game. Is
Yeah, I mean, and they're crazy games. On Thursday, July 16th, so the finals on a Sunday, right? On Thursday, July 16th, you get the quadruple header of Montreal, Toronto,
no.
Chicago, Vancouver, St. Louis, Sporting, Kansas City, and then Seattle, Portland. So that one's
Never
fun.
mind. Never mind. We don't
Yeah.
need it back. We don't need it back.
That was, well, and then on Friday, so then the next day, the following Friday, you got Nashville, Atlanta, and then El Trafico. So they're really pulling out the stops to, and then it's then in the Wednesday after the World Cup final, that's when we get the full slate. back. Everybody's
Yeah, we'll
playing.
be back in the
So,
stands for
yep,
FCC.
yep.
Okay, well I'll go off yours.
Yeah, where do we differ?
I probably would have had a slight differences here and with like the teams that are actually in it. Um, which is okay, but not enough to make a difference. Not like to
Yeah,
who
knowing
my
you're going to
final
send
winner will
far.
be.
Yeah,
I'm gonna follow you here. Germany, France. I'm going Mexico. I think they get into the
fair
round of
enough.
16. I'm gonna go Morocco actually as an upset over Netherlands.
Okay. I kind of saw Netherlands as an upsettable team. So,
Attack isn't isn't great. I'm gonna go Colombia over Croatia, Spain, USA, Belgium, Brazil. I'm gonna go Norway. I'm against you on that one.
okay. I'm
Korea,
sad, but
Suns one last ride. England,
dang.
Argentina. We have got. This one's weird to me. I think
Ooh,
Turkey just has more like the ability to score from young talent is like there, and
yeah,
I think they're
Articuno.
going to give the
Yeah.
USA trouble. Like I really do. So I think people are underestimating what Turkey can do offensively. Switzerland, Portugal. Portugal moves on. Argentina moves on. We're in the
It's
same
just
boat there.
beautiful. Yeah.
England's going to take care of business. I'm gonna go Brazil. I really want to go Norway, but it's just not gonna
What?
happen. It's not gonna
No
happen.
way.
I'm saying it's what I want to see. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
that story would
Yeah,
be
if we're
awesome.
filling out a chaos bracket, then yeah.
Yes, I'm good, Tony. I gotta ride my boys. You know me. I'm a
Fair
homer.
enough.
I'm not.
Hey.
Don't worry. I'm not going past this. We're playing Spain. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
Just
Oh,
imagine, Tony. At this point, we're sitting here right after 4th of July. We're watching us play Spain in the quarterfinal.
oh
That is the
gosh.
most like at that point we're like this is a success. Great tournament.
Yeah.
That's the most
It's
like
house money.
nothing you can lose at that point. Like just go out there and just 2-foot everybody, just making a mess of a game. Like that's what you
Yeah.
got to do in a game like that, and then you'll still lose about 3-1 because you all just do your all things. I'm gonna go Morocco over Mexico. I
Yeah.
think their curse lives on. I really do. I'm gonna go France. France against Morocco. That was that crazy matchup in the last World Cup, I believe, in their Cinderella run. Um, France. I'm going France, Spain. Pretty chalky again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go England
Oh,
here, Tony.
no way. It's coming home?
And I'm going Portugal, Tony.
Wow. Okay. No way. No way. All the way
He's
to the
getting to the
final.
finals last tournament, and he's going against Spain. So we have very different
Yeah.
semifinal matchups here, which I appreciate. So I've got Spain and Portugal in the final. Ronaldo, can he get his World Cup to match Messi at the end? I'm sorry, you're not going to do it. It's going
Oh,
to be
no.
Spain and the boys.
Oh,
Oh, you're
no.
my guy, but I can't pick against this Spain squad. I think they're so good. Like, and they just could recently they've delivered in high moments. Like that's just I think these young guys are playing at the biggest clubs in the world, and I have no concerns about them in this World Cup. Like I think Yamal is going to do some ridiculous things when he's playing. You even look at the guys like Daniel Alma. It's like a guy that you overlook on this roster.
Yeah.
Daniel Alma delivers in almost every single like big game he plays in, and I just think that top to bottom, they're just probably better than Portugal are, and the talent's going to take over at that point. In the finals, you've been playing for so long, and it's like a stretch there that where you're just going every few days, and I think that the talent is a big factor when it comes down to the final in the World Cup. So I'm gonna go Spain. I like our differences though. I like how different
Yeah.
we were in our
It's going
predictions
to be
here.
fun. Yeah.
I'm just telling you right now, if those two teams finish first, it's very realistic. If we get a Portugal Argentina matchup at some point,
Yeah.
that do you
Break
think
the
that's the
internet.
most? I would say, do you think that's the most viewed game ever?
Yeah, followed by whatever this final is going to be. Like, I think that the final will
Dude,
be
I don't
next.
know. Ronaldo and Messi's last World Cup game. Like you're watching
Yeah,
that going,
the
this
tickets
is
for that
one
are going
of
to be
their
insane.
last World Cup game. Like that is the discussion that's going on all week. And like by the way, whoever wins that game, the conversations coming out of that game are
I was
going to
gonna
be
say,
diabolical from whoever is on which
a-
side.
and I was just picturing too, like Ronaldo making it to the final and then losing, and like the Messi stands just feasting off that.
Oh,
You know, like I can't. That's like you. I love your chaos bracket is what you built here. Like the narratives are just ever like
but it's
I was
like,
too boring.
I mean, USA is probably the most chaotic of the selections, in my opinion. Of like maybe Norway of who's moving on farther than they people actually think they could. But when I got the teams that were in this final eight, I was chaotic with those selections for sure. Like
Yeah,
it was like this is a final that I think a lot of people would love to see, but not everyone's picking it. And I do think we could see England take down Brazil. Like I just think they're talented enough. So um,
but it's
this
England in
is
a World Cup.
this is peak of the powers. Harry Kane going right now too. I mean, Ballon d'Or,
That's
future Ballon
true.
d'Or winner Harry Kane this year. Um, it's what you do when you take the Spurs out of a player. They just go and Ballon d'Ors. But okay, well that's our official World Cup predictions. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that and seeing our predictions come out. Um, Next episode, Tony, we are going to recap, of course, Germany a matchup, and then we're in just it's like real games are on
Full
the
on.
horizon.
Yeah.
So next episode will be a lot of just reactions. Following that, we'll preview the Paraguay game for USA because we'll have a lot more information about probably what the lineup's going to look like, and then from there we'll take a look at the Thursday matchup. Um, Actually, we'll be recording the second episode that week during that
During
game.
the 10 p.m. Yeah. The
Oh, maybe we should do like a watch along,
watch
Tony.
along
Well,
for
yeah.
South Korea, Czech Republic at 10 p.m. Live from
We'll give you that
Guadalajara
day. Yeah.
Stadium.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll be recording and updating you on what's going on in that game. Is basically what's going to end up happening. But maybe for the first like 15 minutes, and then we'll log off and go watch it. But this is a lot of fun. I'm excited. We're about to get football every single day for I think it's like 20 something straight days.
Yeah,
We
it's
get a
beautiful.
game every single day. It's beautiful. Enjoy every second of it, and we'll be here to recap everything that's going on. So cheer for the Cinderellas. Enjoy it, and go USA as always.
See ya.